We now continue with more of The Mark Milton Show with The Smash on 590 The Fan and 590thefan.com.
All right, you're listening to The Mark Milton Show with The Smash, broadcasting from the 590 Miller Furniture Studios, presented by STLTaxLawyer.com. You can find us anytime at 590thefan.com. You can download our podcast. We also air every Sunday at 10 a.m. with a replay at 6 a.m. on Mondays. That music coming back, Solly dropping the John Cena intro music. Big scandal, big controversy this week for the, I guess he's current, or is he former WWE star? He's now a movie star.
He's not WWE anymore.
Yeah, he's now a movie star, and he's got a new film, The Fast and Furious 9. How the hell do they have 9 versions of that crap? I don't even know. But
because I'll tell you why.
They make money. They make millions.
Yeah. You know how much they made the opening weekend in China? It hadn't even opened here yet. $164 million.
Insane.
In China.
And that's where the controversy starts, because he was on a promotional. He was doing a promotional interview, and he said Taiwan will be the first country to see Fast and Furious 9. This movie is really great, and it's huge. And apparently that caused a huge uproar in China, which, the Chinese government views Taiwan as part of its one China policy. They view Taiwan as part of China. And so there's a lot of uproar, a lot of fear out of Cena and whoever the movie producers or whoever owns the movie was afraid of what backlash this might face in China. So he goes out and posts a public apology, just groveling to the Chinese government for I guess I don't know what you call it. I'm sorry. And the apology we've actually got
Taiwan.
A clip. He actually speaks Mandarin apparently.
How that happened?
He posted this clip.
Let's
Dave,
hear
you
what
want to
it
post go with the clip here.
必须说现在就是很重要，我爱更尊重中国更中国人。
The point is, his apology is, I love and respect China and Chinese people. I'm very, very sorry for my mistake. But he doesn't even specify what that mistake was. I mean, this is really, in my opinion, very pathetic on his part, but also just totally a money grab. He doesn't want to lose out on the Chinese market. And that's what you're seeing from a lot of American companies, and it's pretty scary.
This is probably the best apology since Jason Giambi apologized for the mistake that we assume was using steroids, but due to the legal nature, he couldn't really say what he was apologizing for.
Right.
And what's amazing is the Communist Party of China, the CCP, came out and said the apology reveals his willingness to uphold the values of China and, quote, sets a good example for all Westerners to follow. Is that not chilling to hear that?
It is chilling. I'll tell you why in a moment, because first time I heard that was a couple days ago. I thought he was ordering from Hunan Walk up the street. I didn't know. Let me tell you how it's chilling, man. He is upholding the goodness of China, more or less. What was that exact wordage that they said there?
It said, as far as sets a good example for all Westerners to follow, reveals his willingness to uphold the values of China. The values of China being enslaving 1 million Uyghurs and having essentially death camps and basically killing anyone who opposes the Chinese government.
And tormenting Christians, and all kinds of stuff.
I'll tell you what, this is
terrible.
So I think, I don't really want to go here, but the issue with China is very scary to me because they are going after global dominance. There's no doubt about it. Through their actions and the way that they treat anyone who disagrees with their communist philosophy, and they have the economic power to rival us. Their military is, we don't really know how good it is, but I think it's getting to a point where it's on par, or at least, comparable to what we have in the U.S. And we're so divided. That's another troubling aspect of this is like we can't agree on anything. Right. As a government, as a people. I mean, we are so divided right now. Whereas you have the Chinese government that can control everything. That anyone who disagrees with their leader or their leadership just gets squashed. And so, as a result, they're able to think longer term, right? They've had this 30-year plan for some time now to be the global powerhouse to supplant the U.S. as far as global domination. And, they have a 30-year plan. When was the last? How do we ever plan for long-term success as a country? We don't. We go election to election. We have politicians that only care about getting reelected every 2 or 4 years.
And everything changes at that particular point in time, too. This dude who's in, Z or whatever his name is, this dude, Chairman Z, is in for like 25 years.
Well, right. He's not. He has no. I mean,
nothing going to change.
He's not going anywhere.
It's the buildup in relation to what is triumvirate or his tribunal, who are there pushing him as a leader, but they're the ones making the decisions. That's what's happening right there.
Everything with them is in lockstep. Their government, their military, the People's Liberation Army. I mean, it's pretty. We got to wake up. I mean, I don't know what's going to change. The 21st century. Think about we're in 2021 right now.
Yeah,
I have real concerns about us being the global superpower that we are come the end of this 21st century. And what does that mean for our kids? My kids, it's really scary to think about. And I feel like, we go from administration to administration where one enacts certain things, and then the next one just repeals everything, and it's just like we don't really make progress.
Right? Can I tell you something, man?
Sure.
I believe in the wordings of the great Nostradamus.
Okay.
Foreseer of the future. All right. You may not believe this, but I know Solly does. Listen to this. What he said, because I studied Nostradamus. He said the eagle will grow to fight the red foe. I'm serious. Those are the words in the predictions of Smashtradamus. Nostradamus.
So what does that mean? You're
Pipe.
saying that we're going to...
The red foe is red China, is red Russia.
Communist,
and so the eagle is the USA. Is it not?
I hope
you're
right.
Will fight the red foe.
I hope you're right. I think
and we're fighting the red foe right now. And let me tell you what it is, man. Everybody was saying I'm nuts.
Chinese.
Say, Smash, you're watch out for the Chinese. I've said that many, many times. But here's what it is, man.
To be clear, the Chinese government. We're not talking about the people. We're talking about the Chinese Communist Party.
Right. Well, we love the people, sure. Putin and Z got a thing, all right? And that thing is, Putin, I'm going to take care of Europe. That's going to be my ownership. Z, I'm going to take care and own the United States. That's going to be my ownership.
Asia and the United States.
Japan, while I'm at it. Maybe India on down the line because they're suffering pretty bad right now. So that's what I'm saying. Nostradamus, I used to do a bit as Smashtradamus. I never made a great prediction like that. But Nostradamus said, the eagle will fight the red foe. Here it is.
Yeah, but if there's a global, if there were to be an all-out military conflict, the world's over.
It won't be that. The military now is on the grid.
Right, exactly. It's going to be cyber warfare. And
yep.
You know what? Credit to Smash, all right? You called it germ warfare early on. And more
Can
than
I stop you
ago.
right now? Before Trump even got into it with the flu from China, whatever he called it, did I not say, soon as they announced it, I didn't call it Chinese, this is modern day germ warfare.
And now,
bingo.
You're right. And you got this week, Fauci backtracked on the origin.
I couldn't stand that guy then.
Anyone who said at the beginning that this was a man-made virus that came out of the Wuhan lab was told, was called ridiculous and some sort of xenophobe.
Right.
And now there's more and more evidence showing that this did originate in the Wuhan
what you gonna
lab.
Do about it?
That it infected Wuhan lab employees.
Right.
That China knew about it. China shut down the entire city of Wuhan, which, by the way, is larger than New York City.
I didn't know that.
Small
really?
feat. Yes.
Wow.
No small feat to shut down. And there's evidence that the entire city of Wuhan was taken off the cellular network.
Oh, really?
So that no one in the area could communicate outside of the area. What is that? That was back in November, December of 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. So this thing was around in China, and people were leaving, traveling. There's no doubt that it started to spread back then. The Chinese government knew about it. It either intentionally allowed it to spread, or they intentionally didn't alert the rest of the world because they didn't want themselves to be at a disadvantage to everyone else who's able to take precautions. Trump cuts off travel from China in January, again, called a xenophobe for doing it. Every move he made, in hindsight, was the right move to distrust China, not believe the WHO.
Terrible.
But the bigger concern here is that everyone is bowing down to China now.
Yeah.
You got superstars, movie stars bowing down to China.
Yeah.
You got Fauci making every excuse for them in the book. And it's really troubling to see this. You got corporate America, the Googles, the Facebooks. They're afraid to piss off China.
Yeah.
And something's got to give here. If we keep appeasing China and their bad behavior, It's only going to strengthen them.
Oh, I tell you what.
And it might be too late. It honestly might be too late to reverse course.
Because it's like a snowball rolling down the side. It just keeps growing.
The fox is in the hen house.
Yeah,
too. I mean, when you think about technology, what we've allowed to happen in terms of the shift of IP, intellectual property from our manufacturing and production to move it over to China and basically give up our rights to the trademarks and copyright and all that stuff. It's pretty scary stuff.
Well, they're going to start selling the new Chinese automobile here in America. It's called the Neo, and it's an electric car. And China now is starting to do what America, shipping cars to the other countries.
That's the thing. They've already done that. And what's happened to us? We saw what happened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We can't produce things ourselves.
Right.
So it also makes us vulnerable. And you have a pandemic, or if you had a war, an all-out military conflict, like we've really diminished our ability to produce things. It's cost us jobs. It's cost us a lot of the middle class.
Right.
And now we're in a position where, hey, half the population is dependent on the government. Oh, by the way, the money that we're printing to give to those people is being, funded by China. The Chinese are buying our debt for how much longer we don't know.
Yeah, forever.
It's I mean, I'm no expert on world affairs, but the outlook to me is pretty bleak.
Well, I am an expert on it, and I'm telling you, it's the eagle getting ready to fight. If they're not already fighting the red foe, and that is red China, and that is red Russia.
Well, and you wonder how much we don't know.
Don't forget about red South America coming soon.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, we had, was it Venezuela for a long time?
Right.
Communist country, Cuba.
Right.
I mean, we have under the Obama administration sought to normalize relationships there, which is, they're right off the coast of Florida.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, man. That Chinese coddling that he did, Cena did, didn't piss me off half as much as when he walked out on Triple H when they were going for the tag team championship back just a few short years ago. And I don't mind you talking Chinese and you're going to suck up to them, but boy, you should have never jacked around Triple H like that.
I also, as a couple of balding gentlemen, well, you're already bald. I'm balding.
Let's
I take
not forget
exception
Solly in this one
to
here.
him going from what appeared to be a bald man to now having like a full head of hair.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. I saw that.
Do you think that's natural? It
No,
looks like
it's got to be a wig,
It looks
man.
like a chia pet.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't look natural, but I take exception to that.
And I ain't got nothing to say as long as we're talking about hair. I was watching, because I flip around, watch them all, but I was watching Newt Gingrich on with Laura Ingraham the other night.
He's got good hair.
No, that ain't his hair, man.
Newt? No, I think it's real.
That's not his hair.
You don't think so?
No, it's a wig, man, because you could see it was styled wrong on the right side, and it was styled good on the other side, on the left side. I'm serious.
I always thought he had pretty natural looking hair.
Nope, not anymore.
All right, you're listening to the Mark Milton Show with the Smash.
You're going to give up that?
For any hair restoration operations out there that are looking for sponsorship opportunities, you can email me at mark.milton@stltaxlawyer.com. Yes. You're listening to the Mark Milton Show with the Smash, broadcasting from the Miller Furniture Studios. Again, they're still having their grand opening sale for their Ellisville location, but the sale is going on at all three of their stores. So you can check them out in their Belleville location, Lake St. Louis, and now Ellisville on Manchester, 1.2 miles east of Clarkson Road. You can also shop online at millerfurniture.com. It's MUELLER furniture.com. This is the Mark Milton Show with the Smash. Again, broadcasting from the Miller Furniture Studios and presented by STLTaxLawyer.com.